Hello beauties, how are you all doing? My name is Shaz, short for Shahrazad, and I love colorful makeup. I'm back with another to buy or not to buy video. In these videos I talk about makeup that has recently released or has been sneak peeked, and I tell you if I'm interested in anything and if I want to pick any of them up. I also a lot of times ask you if you want to see me pick any of these up and review them for you. So go ahead and tell me in the comments box below if there's any of these you want me to give you my opinion about, if any of them you want me to pick up, or if any of them you have picked up or you have tried and you have certain opinions on. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. At the same time, I'm going to do this eye look with two palettes from brands that are releasing new things, and I'm so excited about the new releases from these brands. One of them is Plain Jane from Adept Cosmetics. This palette came out some years ago. I believe I picked it up at launch, so it looks a little bit different because they have rebranded this, and the one that is sold on their website looks different, but I believe the colors are exactly the same. And the All Done Up palette from Blend Bunny. Both of these brands, as I said, friends, are coming up with new products that are going to release very soon. I am so excited to get started. So if you are too, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Now let's go into the video. Okay, beauties, as always, my coffee. We have another pumpkin candle. It's pumpkin cheesecake this time. Again, if this is your first time, we do pumpkin spice year round. Although I tried to jazz it up and I bought some other kinds of candles, but honestly, it's so cold these days. I mean, I feel embarrassed even saying that because Austin is probably like 60 degrees right now, but that's cold for me. And having these kinds of candles in the house kind of warms the feel for me, so I enjoy doing that. But I do have some other, cider and other kinds of candles that maybe I'll use next time. I'm going to be using these two palettes because these two brands are coming up with new exciting things. I'm going to use Plain Jane because I don't think I've ever used this palette on this channel. And this palette actually hasn't gotten as much love from me as it deserves because I just haven't used it in a while. And then this Blend Bunny palette I have not used yet. I bought this during Black Friday sale. I recently received it. I'm in the process of reviewing it in a video for you all. But hey, this is a palette that I feel like can be used right now. So let's do it because you've never seen me use it yet. Let's get started because the list is long. I'm actually surprised people are releasing things, but they are. Who am I to judge? We all have heard Morphe has filed for bankruptcy, friends. I am using Juvia's Place's, what's the name of this primer? I Prime, shade number 2 for the first time in this channel. I've used this before off camera, but it's the first time I'm using this in these videos. And when I use this, I thought to myself, this color is a little dark for me, but hey, whatever. Who cares? Yeah, so as I was saying, Morphe is going bankrupt and has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, Chapter 11 bankruptcy does not mean that they are gonna close shop and never be heard of again. It means they're gonna do some restructuring. They might close some of their stores. I think that's what's happening. They're closing all their physical stores and they're gonna take care of their finances in a particular way. Sometimes these businesses get acquired by private equity firms and things like that. Anyway, I don't want to get into the logistics of the business. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, that is actually what I do for a living, for money. Obviously, knowing the size of my channel, this isn't what I do for a living. That is what I do for a living. So if that's the type of things that are interesting to you, I can talk more about business related things in this channel, but today we're here to talk about new makeup, so let's move on from that. Okay, I'm gonna let this settle a little bit. As you all know, I try to buy different types of eye primers just like other eye products, brushes and things like that to test them for you in this channel, which is part of the reason why we're using this eye primer. I haven't seen any new and exciting Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year release. And I'm a little bit disappointed. So I've seen something by Urban Decay, which is another thing in collaboration with, what is the name of that artist? Robin Eisenberg. Not exciting for me. But I understand why you would pick gold and red, because those are the colors of Chinese New Year. And the artwork is okay. And then I also saw a release by Pat McGrath. Again, not exciting. Also, I'm not going to go buy Pat McGrath for a ridiculous price. And then I also saw a release by MAC. MAC is not an indie brand. We rarely talk about it in this channel. It's owned by, I believe, Estee Lauder companies or one of those large beauty conglomerates. None of these releases is something that when I see, I tell myself I need to have it. So I was looking at something maybe from Colourpop. Colourpop, are you there? Do you hear me? I don't know, any other brand that might be interested in this? Maybe ZC? I don't know, but I haven't seen anything exciting worth talking about. So moving on. Also, let me tell you all about the restocks. MBA Cosmetics is restocking Winter Wonderland, which is a beautiful palette, friends. That palette, every time I look at it, I'm like, I want that palette. And their Iridescent Bubbles palette, which is an all shimmer palette that they released, I want to say in August of last year. And it's been out of stock for a little bit. And now that we're talking about MBA Cosmetics, they're releasing something new, which is their Cosmic Bubbles palette. Friends, that's also a beautiful palette. I thought about purchasing it possibly. It's $32. It has 8 shades, 4 duochromes, 3 mattes, 1 shimmer. MBA Cosmetics, we all know by now, is one of the brands that I'm thinking about using for the first time in 2023. Pink Crush Cosmetics is relaunching, re-releasing, or whatever, restocking, whatever the correct word is, their Phelomena palette. This is also an all shimmer palette they came out with, I believe, last year sometime. I don't have the price, but it's available. You can go check it out if you want to purchase it. Pink Crush Cosmetics is sold on Pink Crush website as well as on Etsy. Also, friends, don't forget, for MBA Cosmetics and Pink Crush, you can always use someone's discount code. This one, friends, we talked about last time. Collaboration between Colourpop and Winx Club. I thought about the palette itself, but I did some research and learned that this palette has at least 2 pressed glitters. So far, if there's been any pressed glitters and any palette that I purchased, I just don't use them. But it's gotten to a point where I'm like, I don't want to pay this price for the palette. If there's going to be shades in it, I'm never going to touch. I preferred if this didn't have any pressed glitters. I feel like it's 2023. Colourpop, what are you doing? We've been talking about this since at least 2020, if not 2019. But it is what it is. I'm not going to buy it. It's a beautiful palette. They also have some lip glosses and some highlighter sticks. I have a lot of highlighter sticks from Colourpop. I'm not in a position anymore to purchase more of these. I have to go through the ones that I have. They also have a glitter gel. I also have some glitterally obsessed gels from Colourpop from the past. I've never actually used any of them. They also have lip glosses, and I don't use lip glosses, although I have some from Colourpop already. So probably not going to pick anything up from this collection. Let me jump in and use a little bit of close up in my crease. I don't remember if I talked about this Odens Eye release last week, but Odens Eye is releasing singles. There's the Jewel Shine eyeshadow collection that contains 42 single shadows. There is the M series that are multichrome eyeshadows, and there's 12 of those. There is the S series that are shimmers. There is 30 of those. So it seems like it's just shimmers and multichromes and like no single mattes or anything. Single shimmers are $6.90 and multichromes are $14.90. And then you can also buy single eyeshadow containers for around $3 and a container that has 12 storage pans like the one in the photo for $6.90. And these are all available now. There are also a bunch of videos online of people swatching these if you want to see some swatches and so on before purchasing anything. Although Odens Eye is a brand I would like to try in 2023, I don't think I'm going to pick anything up from this collection. The next thing I wanted to talk about is another release by Mika Beauty Shop. I've talked about her in the past. She had some very exciting palettes releasing sometime in November of last year. Again, I mentioned this in my past videos as well. I really wanted to buy one of her palettes, but I could not get things to work on her website. The formatting of the site just did not work. Just letting you know, Mika, if you're watching this video. So this brand is releasing 7 new shades. The swatches look like they're at least duochromes and they're beautiful. They're available today, January 15th, and they are $14.30 each. Friends, the next thing I want to talk about is another brand I like to try in 2023. I already have a video up about brands that I would like to try in 2023. I'll link it here if you're curious, because I know I already talked about a couple of these brands. Well, 3 of them: Odens Eye, MBA Cosmetics, 4 of them: Odens Eye, MBA Cosmetics, Pink Crush Cosmetics, and Copacetic. But Copacetic is releasing a highlighter, and this highlighter is called, they just call them Paw Print Compacts. If you all know, Copacetic's logo is a little kitty. It's so cute. So the paw print is totally on brand, and I saw this. I had to talk about it because I love cats, and this is just insanely cute. And honestly, I have thought about picking this up just because of the cuteness. I don't need highlighters at this point. I have a lot of highlighters that I've not used even, but this is very, very adorable. And it's releasing in 2 sizes, 38 millimeter and 54 millimeters. There are different prices associated with each, and it's already available. Copacetic is also releasing new flaky chrome shades. Birthday month, treat yourself, and yes day. Beautiful shades. I know I'm interested in trying Copacetic in 2023, but not at this point because I'm on a no buy. But hold on, friends, I want to show you something. After I made the video about the brands I would like to try in 2023, and I mentioned Copacetic, a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, saw that video and she sent me this, which is one of Copacetic's magnetic palettes. I just mentioned how much I love cats. I had seen this on their website when I was collecting photos for the video that I made, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna buy this magnetic palette once my no buy is up. And she went ahead and bought it for me, and she also sent me some Copacetic colors to try. So this is, I'm so excited about it. This is so gorgeous. These are some of their multichrome colors. I think they're either all multichromes or it's a combination of multichrome and duochromes, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. I have a feeling of the brands that I mentioned I want to try in 2023, Copacetic is probably going to be the first one I'm actually going to try. But back to this, friends, these are $13 a piece, and they're already available if you're interested. With the same brush, I went into Pouty. I'm going to do a little bit of color here. Bella Beauty Bar, which is another brand that I'm very excited about, and I think I would probably try in 2023, is releasing a palette called Star-Crossed Lovers Palette. I think this is sort of a Valentine's Day type of palette. I'm not a huge Valentine's Day color person because these are a little muted down and a little bit too done before for me. Although I understand the appeal, it's not going to be a palette I would be picking up, although I can objectively see that it's very beautiful. This palette has 15 shades. It is going to release soon. I do not have prices, but friends, you can use people's code with Bella Beauty Bar, so don't forget to do that. Continuing, Cara Beauty is releasing a couple of very large palettes, pretty neutral palettes. Honestly, neither of these palettes has anything that I'm objectively excited about. They are each around $20, $18.99. The names are Planetary Divine Creative Beauty Palette and Stellar Starburst Creative Beauty Palette. If this is your type of thing, you can find it on Cara Beauty's website. Also, you can use people's code on Cara Beauty for getting money off, and these palettes are already available. Friends, as you know, we talk about not just eyeshadows, but also other things related to eyes. So Be Perfect is coming out with new eye brushes. The collection is called Essential Brush Collection. It's $42 and it has a whole slew of different types of eye brushes for making your eye makeup, and it's already available on the Be Perfect website. I have never purchased from Be Perfect. I tried purchasing from them when I was in Hungary. Is Be Perfect English? I think it's an English brand, and in some European countries you can find them in store. So I saw them in store and I swatched some of their stuff. I couldn't find some of their newest palettes. Otherwise, I would have probably just purchased something for research for this channel. I don't know. I'm intrigued about possibly trying their brushes because their palettes are usually super large. Like, it's very unlikely I would purchase a palette at this point. But at the moment, I'm not in the market for brushes. Maybe in the future. I'm going to pick another brush, go back into that first lighter color and blend these edges together. It's MBA Cosmetics, friends, is coming out with an all matte colorful palette. The palette's launching on January 27th at 7 p.m. AST. It's a beautiful palette. I am on a no buy and I'm planning on being very, very strategic about the palettes that I buy this year. I bought two It's MBA Cosmetics palette this past year. I have reviewed both of them in this channel at different points. I have a dedicated video for one and I used another one in one of my to buy or not to buy videos. I think I'm not gonna pick this up at this point just because there's a lot of other things coming out that I'm more excited about. I am also not the biggest fan of It's MBA Cosmetics' matte formula. This palette's going to be $18 and you can use someone's code. Friends, Divina's coming out with a new collection. It's called Winter of the Wicked and it's a very wintry vibe, blue to dark green, gray, black group of shades. It is 9 shades of, I believe, existing Divina colors because I think they already had Cupid, and I'm pretty sure 347 is from their Level collection. I have a review of that collection in this channel. If you're interested, you can search for that. I'll either tag it in the description box or put it in on the screen if you're interested. At this point in time, I'm not going to pick anything up from Divina. I have a very gigantic Divina collection, and if I were to pick anything up, it would be the other thing that they re-released, the pink purple colors, the pink icing. And in fact, I didn't even purchase that, but that is a lot more up my alley if I want to purchase anything from Divina. This released Friday the 13th, which was 2 days ago, so it should already be available. I'm going to pick a small brush and I'm going to go into Ready. I'm going to deepen out this area. Friends, Bunky Beauty is coming out with Sarah's Zodiac palette. Palette's going to be available end of February and it is $55. It's an exciting palette. It has a lot of neonish colors. At this point in time, I'm not in a market for anything new like this. I feel like I already have these colors in my collection. Also, I do feel that $55 is a little pricey. The palette does look like it has some potential multichrome, like iridescent type multichrome shades, but I'm not 100% sure and I can't see anything about it in the description online. Friends, Trixie Mattel is releasing another palette. This palette is called Nighttime Realness, and it's sort of a, can't say monochromatic, but kind of duochromatic mix of some neutral gray, black, and different colors of blue, and it's $30. They're also releasing some other things related to TCTV. I'm not sure what the backstory is there, but maybe if you're a fan of Trixie Mattel, you know. I know she was a winner on RuPaul's Drag Race, correct? There's going to be a mug, long sleeve shirt, lashes, and some other goodies in this collection, and it has already released. It released Friday the 13th. Next thing I want to talk about, friends, is this. This is called Metachrome Collection from Profusion Cosmetics. It looks like a nice palette, a little bit too 2018 for me. Reminds me of something that Urban Decay released in 2018, and potentially a less exciting version of that. And I believe they've had a lot more exciting things released in the past that I couldn't get my hands on and I end up not purchasing. So I'm not going to pick this up. Although I do watch Profusion for what they release, I think I'm going to purchase something from them sometime not too far in the future. People have told me you can purchase them at Walmart, and I have not found them at the Walmarts near me. I can't really understand that center color. Is that supposed to be a highlighter, or is it just like a fluke in the photo? Anyway, friends, moving on. Now I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to do my lower lash line. Friends, this next thing is what I am very much excited about, and it is part of the reason we are using Adept in my eye look today. So Adept has sneak peeked their next palette, which is supposed to be a very limited edition palette. I think I talked about this at some point in the past in one of my to buy or not to buys, because they had sneak peeked some ideas about this palette. It's a green palette and it is themed after Arrow. I believe it's a Netflix series. I'm not a superhero person, and I passed on their Elle palette from House of Elle, which is essentially themed after Superman. People have told me time and time again, even the comments on this channel, how beautiful greens look on me. So I really have my eyes on this palette, and I feel like if I'm to pick up this palette, it will be on when it launches. I'm not going to wait until later. And it is launching on the 20th at noon CST. And it's going to be $68. Friends, you can use people's code with Adept, so keep that in mind. Let me know what your thoughts are. Should I pick this palette up? One thing I like about Adept is the fact that you can mix and match their pans. Now, a lot of my palettes like this, and also I have an Enhydrant, the pan sizes are from before they rebranded, so they're larger, so I don't think I can do that with these, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, I feel like I'm getting dinged for being more loyal to the brand and purchasing at the launch, at the first launch, these items, but it is what it is. But I do have their Heather Austin palette, which was launched with the new pan sizes, and I could do some mix and matching of these with the Heather Austin palette if I wanted to sort of pizzazz things up. Let me know what you think. Should I pick this up? Okay, now that we're talking about that, let me also talk about the next thing that I'm very excited about, which is a release by Blend Bunny, which is the reason why we're using this palette today. Because if you're not familiar with my channel, I usually use palettes in my look from brands that are coming out with something new and releasing something, or have sneak peeked something. And this new release by Blend Bunny is called Lure, and it's very mermaid vibes. This is also releasing on the 20th, and it's going to be $46. These are really my colors. When Glamlight's Barbie palette came out and I saw it, I kind of thought to myself that that color story is something I should have picked up. This has a very similar color story, and I like Blend Bunny palettes, and I use them as complement palettes to a lot of all shimmer palettes that I have. So I'm feeling if I don't pick this up at launch, I'm going to pick it up in the future at some point. So I might as well pick it up at launch, right? Let me know what you think. I am on a no buy, but if I buy any of these, they're going to come to me in February anyway. Let me put some NYX glitter primer on my eye, tapping it here and here. I'm going to use a little bit of this. This is sort of a duochrome of purple to gold, and I'm going to put it at the center here. I'm doing a very sort of vintage glam type of look that goes with my shirt as well. Friends, the next thing Blend Bunny is coming out with, and yes, they're coming out with something else as well, is a quad of multichromes. They just revealed this earlier today. This is also going to be available on the 20th, and this is going to be $68. I don't think I need multichromes at this point. I'm curious to know what their multichrome quality is going to be like. But if I buy a palette from them on the 20th, it's likely going to be the larger palette and not the multichromes. If y'all have been watching my swatch videos, there's a lot more coming up. I have a whole lot of multichrome singles, and I don't know if I need any more at this point. Okay, beauties, moving on. I mentioned to you all last week that Glaminatrix keeps teasing us with their next palette, which now we know is called Into the Night and has very sleek metallic blue outer packaging with inscription and logos in gold font on it. They've also sneak peeked some colors that I showed in my last to buy or not to buy, but it seems like per their latest reveal that this palette is not going to come out in January, but it's going to come out some months later. Glaminatrix, why are you doing this to me? I know I've complained about brands sneak peeking things that are going to come out like the next day, the day before launch, and saying that shouldn't be the case because, you know, some of us want to budget ahead of time for the things we're buying. But sneak peeking months in advance is also a little bit unfair because I don't know if I can control myself. Anyway, friends, moving on. Peachy Queen Shop is releasing some what looks like multichrome singles. Let me see, does this collection have a name? I don't have a name. I know you can use codes for 15% off, and I know they're each $14. Some of these are dual chrome, some of them are multichrome. They're absolutely gorgeous. I think I just mentioned that I'm probably not going to purchase any multichromes, like single multichromes, until foreseeable future, until I use everything I purchased last year, including all my Cleonas, my Shine by SDs, and all of the stuff that you've seen. And until I do all the swatches of those for you and post them, I'm not going to purchase anything new. But this is available already, if you're curious. I'm picking that middle shade, and I'm blending a little bit of the outer edge where these two colors blend together, just to make sure there are no harsh lines there. Nomad Cosmetics has teased us with kind of a reveal. They have revealed this photo for us to guess their next destination. What is it, friends? Heaven and hell? Is that even considered a destination? I don't know. They say they're going to reveal the destination on the 20th, the color story on the 21st, and the palette is going to be available on the 24th. Starting the 16th, apparently they're going to start showing us photos to sort of tease and help us guess. I don't know, friends, about Nomad. I've had some good experience, some bad experience. I like the ideas of their palettes. So I'm probably just going to enjoy looking at them from afar and participating in the guessing game, but I don't think I'm going to pick anything up yet. Unless they reveal something that's extremely unique and different. Friends, I saw this on Adept Cosmetics' website, and I feel like nobody has talked about it yet. There is a mystery bundle from Adept coming out. It's $135 to celebrate their 6th birthday. And in the details, it says that the mystery bundle is sold at a discount and the retail value is $170. And it is going to have 9 all new, never been seen before products from Adept, and that all of those products, after the mystery bundle is sold out, will be available in their store by mid-2023. Although this is saying sold out on their website, I feel like how Adept website does it is that they show sold out on their website even when things aren't available, because I know that was the case with the Mika palette. Before they even released it, it was showing as sold out on their website. So if you're curious about this, you can go on their website and put the notify me when available. I feel like I'm kind of curious. I like the idea of mystery bundles of things you have never seen before that have never been available. We all had kind of a luck with the same kind of idea from Nomad. This past year, right? And I have a lot of stuff from Adept, so I've used their brand and I know I like their brand, right? So I might pick it up depending on when it is. Probably not in January because I'm on a no buy. The next thing I want to talk about is from a drugstore brand that's sold at Rite Aid, at Kroger, at drugstore locations, and that is a release from Koki Cosmetics. Now, I don't believe I've used Koki Cosmetics, or I don't remember using it in the past. This palette's called Treasured Artist Palette. Pretty neutral for me, but I thought somebody might be interested in it. It's mostly shimmers, but it has a few mattes, particularly colorful jewel tone mattes, the green and the red. I'm just learning from the description that apparently Artist Palettes is sort of a collection they have, and Treasured is the number 4 palette in that collection. These are palettes of 12 pans, and this is the 4th one, and it is $15, and it is already available. Let me know what you think about the brand. Is this something you've used that you would recommend? I know I've talked about Hydra eyeliners in the past, and when I saw this, I was like, this is super cute and super Valentine's Day. Particularly, I have my eyes on the purple one. Although I feel like some of the colors in the purple might be redundant, but that's kind of the same thing for the red as well. These are split pan eyeliners. What is it? The water activated liners. And these are from Makeup Murder brand. They're already available, and they are either $22 each or $40 for both. Super cute, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna buy them because I'm on a no buy. Friends, I also saw this from e.l.f. Super cute. This is a 70s inspired limited edition collection. It has 2 eyeshadow palettes, the quad palettes that e.l.f. is famous for. They have eye brushes, primer. I think the primer is the stick, lip balm, and nail stickers. And maybe you can also buy that happy face. Frankly, friends, I'm more excited about buying the happy face. Super cute. Oh no, maybe the stick is the balm. Maybe it's a lip balm. I don't know, friends, but if you do, write to me below. I am super excited about their brushes. I have e.l.f. brushes. Do I have some here that I can show? I don't think I have some here with me right now. Every time they release brushes, I buy them because I find them pretty good quality. Also, you can find them at TJ Maxx on discount a lot of times. I find the swirly handles super cute, and they're decent enough quality that I can make eye looks with them. So I could see myself pick the eye brushes up if I can find these, I'm guessing at Target. Okay, beauties, let me quickly go into this color, AC15, and I am going to put this color here. I'm going to put this color in my inner corner and bring it a little bit under my lash line here. Okay, friends, and last but not least, I have a list of a lot of brands that have come out with lip products. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'm on a no buy for lips. I have been on a no buy for lips at this point, I want to say for about 2 years, a year and 8-ish months now. Although I'm on a no buy, I might pick up 1, 2, or 3 products annually just to test them. So you might have seen things that have released in the past year and you might say, why are you picking stuff up? You're on a no buy. But I do kind of pick up a couple of things, but in general, I try to not get lured into the web of buying gigantic collections, which is what I used to do. I would go buy the whole, like, I don't know, Colourpop Luxe lip release or something like that. Because I don't want to do that, I'm going to consider myself on a no buy, but the brands that I'm going to talk about have come out with new lipstick. I think either liquid or bullet. If you're interested in, you can check them out. Fenty Beauty, Hourglass Beauty, Colourpop released their Luxe collection, or re-released their Luxe collection, or enhanced their Luxe collection. Lancome, ABH, Chanel, and e.l.f. Talking about lipstick, I went and put some of Colourpop's Ultra Satin Lip in the color Barracuda on my lips. This color is no longer available for sale on Colourpop's website. As I mentioned, my collection is from at least a year and a half ago. But if you're interested in a color like this, I have no doubt you can find a dupe for it in the Colourpop website itself. With that, friends, we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, press the subscribe button and the bell to get notified every time I post these kinds of videos. You can also DM me on Instagram. My handle is in the description box below. You can add me to any new releases that you want me to talk about in future videos like this. Thanks again, beauties. I love you all. Have a fantastic day, and until next time. Bye.